I'm in Chicago, and guess what? We got lost again! Hey everyone, we're flying over Chicago and oh my god, there's so much green everywhere. The city looks so cool from up here. It's August right now and the weather in Chicago is warm but not too hot. Perfect for exploring the city. I can't wait to show you more. Right now I'm in Chicago and guess what? We got lost again! Every time we're in a new airport, we have the same problem. We can never find where to catch our Uber. We always end up running from one floor to another. And of course, Mom gets super frustrated every time. She's like, how can we never figure this out? It's almost like a game for us now. But trust me, she's not a fan. Looking out the window, I'm already thinking about how awesome the next 4 days in Chicago are going to be. I'm ready for some fun, cool places to see. And maybe even some pizza. Because why not? Let's do this, Chicago. We went to the biggest Starbucks in the world. It's called Starbucks Reserve Roastery, and it's right here in Chicago. This place is huge. It has 5 floors. It opened in 2019, and it's not just a regular Starbucks. They roast their own coffee beans right here. And you can see the whole process. Now we're going to check out all the floors and see everything. There's so many people. Okay. Let's go. Look at the trivia. Look at this. I think this is how the coffee is like made. That is so pretty. Cool. What's this? Look. Starbucks Reserve Roastery, Chicago's. Oh, it's a trivia question. How many coffee cherries need to be hand-picked to make a cup of coffee and baking chocolate? Whoa. I don't know. Oh, it's changing. That's so cool. Oh my god. Starting on the first floor, this is where you find the Ming Coffee Bar. It's a classic Starbucks setup, but with a twist. They have exclusive drinks here that you won't find in a regular Starbucks. You can order handcrafted coffees made from beans roasted right in the building. That smells incredible. And you can watch the baristas make everything fresh. It's the perfect place to grab your favorite latte or try something new that you never had before. Now, onto the second floor, which is where the bakery is located. They have a special section dedicated to fresh pastries, baked on site every day. It's run by Pranisi, a famous bakery from Milan. And the section is huge. You could pick from croissants, pizzas, cakes, and all sort of delicious treats. But it's not just about pastries. There's also a coffee experience bar where you make specialty drinks using rare and experimental beans. It's like a playground for coffee lovers who want to try something really unique. Things get a little more interesting. Here you find the cocktail bar, but it's not just any cocktail bar. It's called the Arvimo Bar. And all the drinks are inspired by coffee. You can get coffee-based cocktails, which are super fancy and taste amazing. They mix things like espresso with liquors and create these beautiful layered drinks. Right outside the Starbucks, there's a cool bike you can pedal, and it plays music while you ride. And the faster you go, the more music plays. It's such a fun little surprise before or after grabbing your coffee. One of the most exciting places we visited in Chicago was the American Girl store. It's a huge store dedicated entirely to the American Girl dolls, each of which has its own unique story and personality. What makes this place so special is that you can customize your doll to look like you, with different hair colors, eye colors, and outfits. It's so much fun to create a doll that feels personal. One of my favorite sections was the historical dolls. Each doll represents a different time in American history and comes with a book that tells her story. It's a fun way to learn about history while playing. There's also the Truly Me line, where you can find a doll that looks just like you or reflects your personality. The store also has a cafe, where you could sit down, have a meal with your doll. The dolls even get their own little chairs at the table. They serve kid-friendly meals, and it's a super fun experience, especially for birthdays. Another cool feature is the hair salon, where you could bring your doll to get their hair styled, or even take her to the doll hospital if she needs repairs. The store is just more than a shopping spot. It's an experience. Whether you're picking out a new doll or just exploring, there's something for everyone at the American Girl store in Chicago. We went to 360 Chicago, and it was absolutely incredible. This is one of the best places to get a full view of the city from above. It's located on the 94th floor on the John Hancock building, and the views are breathtaking.
Are you ready?
No. You could see all of Chicago, Lake Michigan, and even parts of nearby states on a clear day. What makes it even more exciting is Tilt is an attraction where the glass walls tilt outward, giving you the feeling that you're hanging over the city. It's a bit scary at first, but it's so much fun once you try it. The whole experience is unique because you get to see the city from a completely different angle. There are interactive displays that tell you all about the history and landmarks of Chicago, which makes it even more interesting as you look out from the city below. Whether it's daytime or evening, the view is stunning. You feel like you're on top of the world. We visited the Lincoln Park Zoo, one of the oldest and one of the few free zoos left in the US. It was founded in 1868, right here in Chicago. What's really special about the zoo is that it's open to everyone at no cost, which makes it perfect for families and visitors who want to enjoy nature and wildlife without spending a lot of money. The zoo is home to hundreds of animals all over the world, from lions and giraffes to penguins and reptiles. Oh my god, these are so cute. They're like mini kids. Big.
Ой, ой, она моя белая, всегда такая девочка.
The setting is beautiful too. It's located in the middle of Lincoln Park with stunning views of the city skyline. It's a great place to spend the day, walk around, and learn about different species. The zoo is also focused on conservation and education. So it's not only fun, but also a great way to learn about the wildlife protection. We visited Chicago's famous bean, or Cloud Gate, in Millennium Park. This shiny stainless steel sculpture reflects the entire Chicago skyline and was designed by an artist, Anish Kapoor. What makes it so special is how it wraps reflections, creating a fun, almost futuristic view of the city and the people around it. You can walk under and around it, seeing yourself and the skyline from all sorts of cool angles. Installed in 2004, the bean has become a must-see spot for anyone visiting Chicago. We visited Gordiano's, one of the most famous pizza places in Chicago, known for its deep dish pizza. The crust is thick and buttery, with layers of cheese, sauce, and toppings that make each slice super filling and delicious. It's a classic Chicago experience and a must-try for pizza lovers. You get this perfect skyline view of the city, with Lake Michigan in the background. It's breathtaking, especially on a clear day. What made our visit even more special is that we happened to catch a rehearsal for the Chicago Air Show. We could hear jets roaring overhead. We saw planes performing incredible tricks and stunts in the sky. It was such an unexpected surprise and made the visit even more memorable. Watching the planes zoom by the beautiful Chicago skyline behind them was an experience we'll never forget. So, if you're ever at the planetarium, make sure to take some time to enjoy the view of downtown Chicago. And, if you're lucky, you might even get a glimpse of something exciting like we did. Lake Michigan is one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world, and it's a huge part of life in Chicago. The lake stretches as far as the eye can see, making you feel like an ocean. Its shoreline is lined with beaches, parks, and walking paths, offering amazing views like the city skyline. One of the best things we did in Chicago was take a boat tour along the Chicago River. It's an awesome experience because you're literally floating between all the giant skyscrapers. It's like being in a canyon of glass and steel. The boat slowly cruises around the city, and you can't help but look up and feel like a tiny ant surrounded by these massive buildings. It gives you a totally different perspective of Chicago, and the views are just amazing. Our guide was super funny and kept pointing out all of the famous buildings. We saw the Willis Tower, which used to be the Shears Tower, and even the Marina Tower, which looks like a giant corn knobs. He joked that some people call them cornflake buildings, and honestly, it's hard to unsee once you hear it. We also passed by Trump Tower, which stands out with its shiny modern look. It felt like a mix of history and future, all in one boat ride. One of the coolest parts of the tour was seeing how the new and old buildings fit together. You have the sleek modern glass towers reflecting over the more classic old school structures. It's like the buildings are having a conversation across time, and we're just cruising by, watching them chat. The river itself is so peaceful, even though the city around it is buzzing with energy. We also saw the Chicago River locks, which were pretty cool. The guide explained how they control the water levels between the river and Lake Michigan from, flooding. And the engineer behind it all is actually really impressive, even if you're not a science geek. By the end of the tour, we felt like we've seen Chicago from a whole new angle. Literally, whether you're into architecture, history, or just looking fun way to explore the city, the boat tour is a must-do. Plus, it's a great way to rest your feet while taking in all the sights. Held Square Monument in Chicago. It's a striking statue that features 3 important figures in the American history. Right now, I'm at the Nutella Café where you can make your own entire bottle of Nutella. We visited the Nutella Café in Chicago, and it's a dream come true for Nutella lovers. The entire menu is dedicated to delicious Nutella-themed treats, from crepes and waffles to Nutella-topped pastries and even coffee drinks with a Nutella twist. The cafe is cozy and fun, with a sweet aroma filling the air. You can grab a quick snack or just sit down and indulge in something rich and chocolatey. Whether you're a fan of Nutella or just curious, this place is definitely worth a visit. Check it out. There's that Trump Tower. It's super tall and shiny, and right next to it are those cool buildings that look like corn knobs. They're called Marina Towers. What's really funny is that the bottom floors are actually parking garages, and on the top, they have apartments. So you could see where cars are parked right on the edge. It looks like they could just roll off, but they won't. Right near the Trump Tower, there's a school statue called the Gentleman's World Series. It's a tribute to all the hard-working business people in the area. The statue shows them walking with briefcases, looking all serious and focused, like they're in the middle of their big game, but in business world. Chicago is famous for its cool drawbridges. There are about 38 of them, and they're all over the Chicago River. They lift up to let boats pass underneath, which is pretty awesome to watch. The river runs right through downtown, so the bridges help connect the city while letting boats travel through. Under some of the bridges in Chicago, you'll notice these shiny mirror-looking walls. They reflect the water and the city skyline, making everything look even more amazing. These mirrors were added as part of the city effort to make the river walk more beautiful and modern. The reflections make a cool effect, almost like the city is floating. It's definitely a unique touch and makes walking under the bridges makes it feel a bit magical. We're heading home now, back at the airport from an amazing trip to Chicago. It's been a blast, but it's time to say goodbye. We made so many great memories. Until next time, Chicago, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. More to come.